Welcome to Family Sunday School. I'm glad you could join us today. Can you look at the house in that picture? That looks like it costs a lot of money. The people who live in that house are probably very rich. They may even drive fancy cars and wear expensive clothes and fly around the world in a private jet. That's what I imagine rich people living like. Most of us don't live like that, do we? What about the opposite of rich? What would it be like to be very poor? Imagine that. Being poor might mean that I don't have enough money to buy a house to live in or a car to drive. I probably wouldn't be able to afford expensive clothes or exotic vacations. Well, there's nothing wrong with being rich, and there's nothing wrong or shameful in being poor. Being rich does not guarantee that you will be happy. And being poor doesn't necessarily mean that you will have an unhappy life. In our Bible lesson today, we're going to look at a story that Jesus told of a very rich man and a very poor man named Lazarus. Jesus said, "There once was a rich man who was dressed in purple and fine linens. He lived in luxury every day. At his gate lay a poor man named Lazarus. As Lazarus lay there, he was hoping that he might just receive some of the scraps from the rich man's table. Lazarus was covered with sores. He was not well, and the dogs would come by and lick his wounds. The rich man never offered to share his wealth or help Lazarus. Every day, the rich man just walked right past Lazarus as if he wasn't even there. Well, time went on and Lazarus finally died. He was carried by the angels to sit in heaven beside Abraham. Remember Abraham from the Old Testament? Even though he had nothing on this earth, Lazarus trusted in God to take care of him, and God did. Lazarus had everything he needed in his heavenly home. Well, more time went on, and the rich man also died and was buried. The place where the rich man went, well, let's just say it was very hot. I'm sure you can guess where the rich man went. He was miserable, just miserable. The rich man looked up into heaven, and he saw Abraham with Lazarus standing by his side. He cried out, "Father Abraham, please send Lazarus down and let him dip his finger in water to cool my tongue." Guess what Abraham said? Abraham answered, "Don't forget that when you were living, you had all good things, and Lazarus had nothing. Now Lazarus is well cared for, and you are in great pain. And besides, there's a deep ditch between us, and no one may cross from one side to the other." I think there's an important lesson in this story that Jesus told. What can we learn from this lesson? Well, all the money in the world cannot buy our way into heaven. The only way we can get into heaven is by trusting in God, putting our faith in God. When we do that, God provides everything we need. Maybe we won't be rich on this earth, but we will be rich in heaven. Have fun with the story today, and I will see you next week. Bye.